What up, your boy MC Shadow. Now, what I wanted to talk about today, but make sure you guys comment, like, subscribe, check out the playlist. Really check out the playlist. It makes it a lot easier to find the videos you guys are looking for. Is people talking about gangs, right? Insulting Hispanics, talking about to go back to our country that we fucking shit up, because I'm been getting into the comments like that I'm glorifying gangs when I'm not, you know what I mean? And that we fucked over here up with our gangs, bringing all the gangs. First of all, gangs were created here. You know what I mean? They didn't come from over there. Second of all, they were created because you guys aren't able to behave. Third of all, if you were to remove every Hispanic gang member or whatever and send them back to their countries, you're still going to get left with thousands of gang members and thousands of gangs, whether it's Asian, black, or whites. People keep forgetting that whites and Asians and blacks have gangs or something like that. You know what I mean? There's only Hispanics. You know what I mean? Whites have gangs, a gang of gangs. You know what I mean? By the hundreds, thousands even. That be doing equal things that homeboys be doing. You know what I mean? For example, check it out right here. So here's some of these white supremacist groups I was talking about, like the Coco boys, the country boys up north on Contra Costa is where they're at. A large, white supremacist group, or the 88 White Power Gang in Bakersfield. It's another large white supremacist gang that's been around for a long, long time already and involved in all kinds of illegal activity as well. You know what I mean? They're very, racist. Race is one of those really racist gangs that just be doing their thing, but representing in California, like I said, it's not like it's only like Hispanic gangs that be out here. I mean, you see the activity by white gangs as well. I mean, law enforcement be, on their asses too. They have the Peckerwoods right here, which is a large one in the San Fernando Valley, involving all kinds of activities. And then right here in Orange County as well, you got them representing right here in Orange County. Like I said, man, there's all these white neighborhoods that just be doing their thing as well as Hispanics or blacks or anybody else. So like I said, if you remove Hispanic gangs, I mean, it's not like you're gonna get rid of the problem. I mean, as you can see, I mean, the problem still lurks, but nobody ever speaks about this kind of problem. You know what I mean? Whether it's Peckerwoods, whether it's the Country Boys, whether it's the White Power, whether it's the North Coast Vikings, the Barbarian Brotherhood, the family-affiliated Irish Mob, whether it's the Eastside Peckerwoods, whether it's the Fresnecs, whether it's the High Insane Criminals, whether it's the Nazi Lowriders, whether it's the Insane White Boys, whether it's the Crazy White Boys, whether it's Hell's Angels, pagans. I mean, you're gonna have gangs and problems, everywhere. But like I said, nobody ever speaks about all of this. It's like it gets left to the side when they're involved in the same activities as Hispanic gangs, as black gangs, and everything else: murder, racketeering, arms sale, drug sale, prostitution, kidnapping, all of that shit. You know what I mean? The only difference is that they don't write on the walls. The only difference. Everything else is the same. So for people to be blaming Hispanics for all the gang violence and gangs and all of that, and they didn't have gangs here until the Hispanics got here, is fucking ridiculous. Because obviously we didn't start these white gangs. I mean, they're already established. And like I said, don't think because they're white that there's some chumps or pushover. These guys are crazy. You know what I mean? They put in work as well as any other race. You know what I mean? You're going to have crazy people in every race that are going to put it down. Because if they're not with it, what the hell? Why are all those guys incarcerated for? And for murders and all kinds of shit. So to be thinking that there's some pussies or some chumps, that's ignorant, homie. You always got to, take precaution with everybody. Because you don't know what they're capable of. So to think that they can't do nothing to you is ignorant, like I said, people that are crazy, that definitely put in work and put it down and stuff like that, These guys ain't no, chumps or no lames, you know what I mean? Um, they got their riders and warriors as well as any other race. But that's what I mean, though. Um, it's the stuff that nobody ever talks about. Because it doesn't get any coverage, on it. But as soon as anything Hispanic does, it makes nation wide headlines and shit. But what about all this? Or is this okay? It's only could be a gang member if you're white. And like I said, in California, there's hundreds of white gangs, hundreds of them. Thousands of white gang members. That are armed and they be doing all kinds of shit. They be putting in work. These guys ain't no chumps. So that's what I mean. So when people want to be out there talking and insulting Hispanics, talking about we came and we fucked everything up and all of this and that. I mean, what about all this? You know what I mean? Tatted, throwing gang signs, flashing guns. I mean, come on now. I mean, not like we making this shit up. That's real shit. So like I said, you know what I mean? Like, the proof don't lie. Like, care to explain that and stuff like that? Or are we going to make excuses for that? You know what I mean? So before people want to talk, come on now. Like, get your head out of your ass. This shit goes beyond, race and everything like that. People always want to judge and talk shit without even knowing. Like, come on, get to know some shit before you want to speak. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, that the gang culture exists in every race and everywhere. It's not just a Hispanic thing to be, like, blaming Hispanics or be insulting Hispanics for that. I'm just saying, it's a cool one. MC Shadow, we out.